Does the music matter? Live waves, build a generation. Kingdom Customs, J-Dab music, let's go. When it comes to the music, what do y'all consume with? Does it make it raise your hands, dance, kick off your shoes and relax? Grooving, impacting, influence. Got your body beat moving, so congruent. I'm teaching using scientific rubric. Power perception, persuasive like fluid. Penetrate your brain, your memory, in tune with the thought, life, emotions, vulnerable to illusion. Bringing it to you from live waves is conclusive.
We need a voice. We need a consistent voice. We need a sacrificial voice. And we need a voice that knows what they're talking about and can provide evidence and willing to partner with other people and make whatever kind of changes we can.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Does the Music Matter? I am your host, Corey Pritchett, aka the Multi-Ministry Man. And so we're excited today to follow up with the first 3 episodes. Just in brief, the first episode, we discussed the content of the book, the table of contents. We began to talk about the foreword, and eventually we talked about the soul, which was section 1 of the book. Now, section 2 of the book, which is what we will discuss on today, is music and motive. That's right, music and motive. All right, and so we're not going to belabor the time. All right, we're going to get right into it. And we're going to do a lot of reading, like I said on a couple of the other episodes. We're going to do a lot of reading directly from the book because the main objective is to get readers to understand the content of the book, as well to get those who does not have the book kind of, curious as to what's in the book so that you can, be influenced, so to speak, to go out and get it. All right. Again, it's not an everyday read, but the everyday person can read it. All right. So let's get into it. All right. Music and motive, section 2. All right. And we begin with what is music? All right. The word music comes from the word muse, which means to be absorbed in thought, to meditate, to ponder, or think upon. Music is described as multidimensional, and researchers have categorized it by its arousal properties, emotional quality, and structural features. Throughout history, music has been an important adjunct to ritual and drama and has been credited with the capacity to reflect and influence human emotion. All right, that's Epperson 2020. The creation, performance, significance, and even the definition of music varies according to culture and social context. For example, a Western perspective of music may be the art or science of combining vocal or instrumental sounds, or both, to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. Okay, so for contextual understanding and effective communication, our working definition for music will be the creative art of cultivating manifestations of expression. I'm going to say that again. The creative art of cultivating manifestations of expression. Music is always an artistic creation being expressed on various levels, from composition to its verbal forms, and its manifested effects are always a byproduct of whatever has been cultivated within the soul of the composer and or artist. All right. And so going over here to the next page, the impact that musical activity has on human existence can be found in different manners, such as psychological, physiological, as well as emotional processes. Research by anthropologists as well as ethnomusicologists suggests that music has been a characteristic of the human condition for millennia. Words and influence. Words are very powerful, okay? And many times individuals don't believe or don't understand the power that words possess. Moving right along to impact. Effect and effect, all right? Effect and effect can both take the form of a noun or a verb, but most often you will want to use effect as a verb. meaning to produce a material influence upon or alteration in. An effect as a noun, meaning a change that results when something is done or happens. So usually something affects something else to produce an effect. Again, usually something affects something else to produce an effect. So music affects the emotions and the mind while producing a variation of effects, both positive and negative, such as thought patterns, behaviors, attitudes, and strongholds. All right. So listening to music is one of the most pleasurable human experiences, and in one which we invest a considerable amount of time and money. Why is that? Because of its effect and effect on and in our lives. All right. This is awesome. The music we listen to reveals a lot about our mental health, according to new research. A new brain imaging study has found that our neural responses to different types of music affect our emotion regulation. Emotion regulation is an essential component to mental health, according to scientists. Poor emotion regulation is associated with psychiatric mood disorders such as depression. Clinical music therapists know the power music have over emotions and are able to use music to help their clients to better mood states and even to help relieve symptoms of psychiatric mood disorders, again, such as depression. Music definitely has an effect on its listeners, an impact like no other. Moving right along to history, health, and music, back down memory lane. The prevalence of music is nothing new, and its human importance has often been acknowledged. From the 1500s to the 1990s, all the way to the new millennium, music has had much variance, historicity, versatility, expansion, cultural/religious and medial contexts, etc., during specific times for its intended purposes, creations, developments, and productions thereof. Okay, music has been around for a very, very, very long time. Okay, and we have different examples from ancient Hebrew biblical texts. You have the healing power of music of King Saul, the experience he was tormented by an evil spirit. Relief came to him when David played a musical instrument. In antiquity, you had Pythagoras. He was said to substantially affect the souls of people by diatonic, chromatic, and enharmonic tunes. Okay? According to Arabic physicians, music for therapeutic purposes should be pleasant, dulcet, mild, lovely, and charming. Its multifaceted effect on humans is absolutely astonishing. Even its cultivating aspect of health benefit. Active music therapy can be used to develop communication skills, since music involves communication capabilities. Learning of song lyrics might lead to better retention of words in Alzheimer's disease patients, and anxiety levels of these patients can be reduced with the aid of music. As we can see, music is so powerful. Its historicity goes deep. We see that even in ancient times, music was related to healing. The effect and the effect that it has is beyond measure. And we're going to continue getting into that. All right? So stay tuned with us. Before we leave today,
how many of you have a song that means something? Maybe it's tied to a specific memory or a specific person. Maybe it gives you the urge to dance or makes you tear up when you listen to it. If you can think of a song like that, raise your hand. Now look around you, because that's pretty much all of us. As a musician and avid music listener, there were many times when music seemed a little deeper, when it seemed a little bit more than just music. And these were personal musings until one night a video popped up in my YouTube feed. It showed an uncommunicative elderly man listen to music and seemingly be brought to life as a result. After listening, he was able to talk with his daughter, who he hadn't even looked up at before. However, this was the internet, and it seemed a little bit too good to be true. But while I was skeptical that music could really do something like this, I was also reminded of all the times when it seemed that little bit more. Maybe it wasn't impossible. I soon learned that the idea of using music to unlock memories is legitimate, but almost nowhere could I find an explanation as to how. I went from a video to an article to another until I was down an internet wormhole with 50 tabs open trying to decipher medical journals in the middle of the night, trying to find an explanation as to how and why music could make someone come alive like that. What I found was that what I had considered philosophical ponderings was being used in medicine and in the field of music therapy, where music is the primary tool to address the physical, mental, emotional, and social needs of individuals. Perhaps the most well-known example of this is in treating Alzheimer's disease. See, the brain is a bunch of neurons, all connected and communicating and transmitting signals. Diseases like Alzheimer's damage these connections. It's this widespread connection which allows us to reopen functions even after damage. Active music therapy, involving singing or playing an instrument, can increase cognition, awareness, and communication. It isn't just listening to notes and rhythms, but it's movement, language, and feelings. That because of music therapy, a husband will remember his wife for the first time in months. A mother will recognize that the woman visiting her is her own daughter. That in the recovery from the debilitating effects of a stroke, being able to turn to someone and say, "I love you," can provide the hope and strength necessary to continue. Music is a means of connection to our own emotions, whatever they may be, and to the people we love. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, let it be an invitation to maybe a happier, healthier life in a way you didn't expect. An invitation to perform in the shower, to dance in your living room, to belt out your favorite songs on your daily commute with fearless disregard of your own vocal abilities. An invitation to sing and dance and cry, to love those around you, and feel the melody of the human experience. Thank you.
Questions challenge. Rewind the video for the answers to the following questions.
A few questions. What is music? What is music? The next question, in what ways do words influence people? Does music impact or influence the soul? Explain the differences in the relevance of effect and affect when it comes to music. Describe at least one historical fact and one health fact regarding music. Thank you for joining us for episode 4 as we explore, does the music matter? Peace.
Like a gambler losing, I'm breaking pool sticks. Pissed off, feeling ripped off with my students. Bombarded with lyrics, drug dealing and shooting. Artists looking success is so confusing. Portraying they cool, a demonstration is foolish. I'm telling everybody, come and get with the movement. Does the music matter? 13, the boost with truthing. Bringing it to you from live waves is conclusive.
Purchase the book now, Does the Music Matter? Power, Perception, Persuasion at www.kcm633.org.